Alright, today we'll be considering charts in MS Word.
Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Also comment on our videos.
Charts in MS Word. So I want to just start with explaining what charts, what they are, and different types. So I will be guided with this agenda. We'll look at introduction to charts. We'll consider the types of charts. Then we'll identify the parts of a chart. Then we'll also look at how to insert charts and modify charts in MS Word. Now, chart is a tool you can use to communicate information graphically. So, including charts in your document can help you give more visualization or illustration to your data. It could be numerical but chart helps to give more insights into your data. So it makes someone to understand trends easily. So there are different types of charts actually. So let's go to our MS Word interface so that I can introduce us to the different types of charts, and as much as I can, I will just explain briefly some of the uses and advantages of some of the charts, not all, but if you want to know more about them, you may go and check it. Maybe you go on the online and check it, but for now I just want to speak briefly on some of them. So for us to locate where the charts are in MS Word, you click on your the insert tab, and then you locate where you have charts on the illustrations group of tools. When you click on it, it's going to load out the charts interface. It's where you can choose between charts which of them you actually want to work with. Alright, this is the chart window or interface where you can see the different types of charts. As you can see on this side, you will see we have column, we have line, pie, bar, area, SY, scattered plot, we have map, stock, surface. All these are different types of charts that you have in MS Word. And on this side, these are different types of any particular chart you select. So if I select column chart, these are different types of column charts. If I select line chart, these are different types of the line chart. If I select pie chart, these are different types of the pie chart depending on the one that I consider suitable for the particular document I want to the particular data I want to illustrate using a chart. So when you talk about the column chart, as you can see, it uses vertical bars. You can see the bars. It uses vertical bars to represent data. That is what column charts is used for. It uses vertical bars to represent what? To represent data. And then if you come to line charts, they are ideal for showing trend. Take for instance, you are trying to check maybe for 10 years the trend of the sales of maybe a particular item. You want to check at what point it rised, at what point it came down. You can use a line chart to show something like that. And if you go on, we also have the pie chart. Now, the pie chart makes it easy for you to compare things by proportion. So as you can see on this pie chart, we have the bigger portion, we have the other smaller portion. In a particular data, you can use this pie chart to show how one of the data is proportional to the other. So I'm not here to actually treat what charts are all about, but I'm just trying to show to us that these charts are actually found in MS Word. So if you find out that in a particular document you are working on, there is a need to illustrate a particular idea from data, you can use the charts. Anyone that is considered suitable, you can use it for your work. So these are the examples of charts that we have there. Now let's go back to the column chart. Under the column chart, we have the clustered column, we have the stack column, we have the 100% stack column, we have the 3D clustered column, we have 3D stack column, we have 3D 100% stack column, and then we have what? 3D column. Depending on the one you want, is all your choice. The one you choose that can represent your data very well. But simply, I'm going to be working with this particular column chart for now, and if there's a need for us to do a change from chart to another, we will do that as well. So we want to identify the different parts of a chart. So because of that, I'm first of all going to introduce us to how to insert chart into our document. So for you to insert chart into your document, first of all, you position your insertion point where you want the chart to be. So I want the chart to be at this point, so I've positioned my insertion point there. Then you click on the insert tab, you go to the chart tool, click on the chart tool, and then when you have selected the type of chart you want and the type or category under that one, you come and you click on this OK. The chart will load up what we call the data table. When we say data table is the table that the information you want to display in the chart, where that information sits in. So you can see the chart that is displayed. These are the information that formed that particular chart. So if I decide to now start working on this chart, you will discover that it is also going to affect the charts on the background. So now let me just include one more on the column, one more on the row, so that you can see that it is going to be replicated on the graph in the document. So I'm now going to have series. I will have series 4, which was not previously there, and I will just add some fictitious data. Let me just put 5. Put 4. This is like an Excel sheet. So I'm just formulating it just to show to you how you can modify the Excel. So you can see, as I am creating it, you can see that on this graph you are seeing it has created a new series, which is the yellow one. You can see that yellow one that was added to it. That yellow one was not there previously, but as I was entering the data on the data feed, it was what's created. Let me also add to the horizontal. So if I add category 5, you would see that a category 5 has been created, but there are no data in it. So let's start putting data into it. So as I'm putting the data, you are seeing that it is showing also in the graph. You are seeing it. So you can see a new category has been created, which is 5. So that is how you enter the data you want in your chart. That is how you enter them on this chart sheets, where you can do enter the data. So when you are done entering the data, you can do you can close and move away from this the chart Excel sheet. So if I click on this close, it will leave the chart the way I have created it, which is what we can see here. So from this, I want to just simply introduce to us the different layout of a chart. So now, if you look at this place where you have the chart title, you can that is what we call the title. The chart title, where the chart title will sit on, that is the place where the chart title. So whatever is the kind of chart you are trying to create, that is where the title will sit on. Then this side where you have the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 is called what? Is called the it's called the vertical axis. Then this side where you have the category 1, 2, 3 is called what? Is called the horizontal axis. Then this bottom where you see series 1, series 2, series 3, that is what we call the legend. That is what we call the legend. So it helps to identify which data series have each of the color. So you can see the one that has blue in the chart is series 1. The one that has orange is series 2. The one that has gray or something like a burnt brown is series 3. The one that has yellow is series 4. So the horizontal is the horizontal axis. The vertical is the vertical axis. Where you have the chart title is where the chart title sits on. So you can actually edit the chart title by double clicking on it. When you double click on the title, it can give you opportunity to do what? To enter text into that particular place. But that is not what we are trying to do now. But I just want to introduce that. So with that being said, that is how you insert a chart into your document. And I've also shown to us how you can impute data. That particular data that came originally with the chart, you can actually remove it and impute your own data into the data table or grid that was shown when we inserted the chart. So we are going to move on now to another concept, which is what? Modifying charts with chart tools. Now you can actually do some extra things with charts that MS Word allows you to do. So sometimes you have entered some particular data on the horizontal axis, some on the vertical axis, and you now make up your mind and say, oh, the data that is on the horizontal, I don't want it in the horizontal, I want it to be on the vertical. Why the data on the vertical, I want it to be on the horizontal? How do I do that? It's simple. You just click on the chart design ribbon will display. And when the chart design ribbon display, you will locate, there's a place there where you have edit, just towards where you have the data group of icon. You will see where you have edit. You click on the drop down and it will show you edit data or edit data in Excel. Just click on edit data and it will load up another interface to you from where you can continue choosing the options that you want. So now after I finish showing me this, remember what I'm trying to do. I want to switch the data that is on the horizontal, let it be on the vertical. Why the data on the vertical, I want it to be on the horizontal. So as this has displayed, what do? I will go to click on the graph again on the Word document. So I click on the graph. You can see I have selected it. As soon as I select it, you will discover that this switch row / column 2 activated. As soon as I click on it, that thing activated. But before, when I did not click on it, you would see that it did not activate. So I want to go over it again so that you can capture what I'm saying. So when I select on the chart, I click on the chart design, then I click on edit. But take note, the switch row and column is disabled, it's not enabled. But I click on edit data, I click on edit data, then the data grid where I can enter data will display. Then but I clicked on the chart again and the switch row and column it's enabled. So I can click on it, and what can we see? You can see now that the row has been switched. Previously, what is on the horizontal was categories, and what was on the vertical was series. But now as I click on switch, you can see that it has now switched the series that was on the vertical to the horizontal. I can also switch it back again by clicking the same thing. When I click on it, it will switch it back again to show us the different categories. We have category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is how you do how you modify the row or column of data in your chart. Then the next thing we can do again, we can as well change charts. You can choose to change the chart type. Take for instance, we are now working with column charts, as we're working with column chart, you may say this data did not fit well into the column chart. Can we use another chart? You don't need to go and start afresh. You can just use the switch or change chart type and you will be able to do that. So how do you do that? Let's close this data stuff now. Now you would see that when you click on the chart, at the end here you will see a tool, change chart type. Change chart type. So when I click on that tool, it is going to load up back again the different types of charts that are available so that I can now make a choice from it. So let me locate that line. Let me use line chart now. So I click on line chart and then I click on OK. You can see now that that particular chart that was in column chart has now been changed into what? Into line chart. I can also change it again by just clicking on this change chart type. Let me put it on bar. I click on bar chart and I click OK. You can see it has also changed the same data, not different data. I did not enter a new data. It is still the same data I am entering that has been entered in that first graph that is still plotted on these ones I am changing to. So you can see that it is possible for you to do what? To change the chart that the chart that you have previously. Another thing that we can also do, we can also change the layout. We can also change the layout of a chart. How do you go about that? Here on this side you have chart layouts. You can see it here, chart layout. On the chart layout you will see where you have the command quick layout. You see here the command quick layout. So you click on the drop down, it will bring out different layouts of the charts. You can see there different forms of the layout that you can pick to work with. So I will try to see if I could explain them, but before I do that, let me go back again and change the chart to column chart because it's a bit simpler to look into. So now we'll click on the quick layout and then just observe the way the chart is normally. You can see just simple, there is no extra details, just simple. But now you can change the layout if you want it to carry more information. So let's pick the first one first. We pick this. You can see that the legend that was at the bottom, because we choose a layout that should put the legend at the side, you can see that the legend has now come to that side. Now you can also go and choose another one depending on what you are actually wanting to see. Let me pick this one now. So I pick on this. Previously we were not seeing anything here like as its title on the horizontal or as its title on the vertical, but now you can see it there. And like I told us before, these ones, they can be edited. You can double click on them and write what you want to be there. So let me enter the name for the two as is. So I'm going to double click on this, and when I double click on this, it will give me opportunity to what? To type text in that place. So I want to call this category. Then I want to call this series. Then I want to call the chart name. I want to call it, let me say, product chart. So you can see I am able to do what? Edit those information. So that is how you are able to change the layout of your charts depending on what you want to do. So there are still other ones here, but I'm just wanting to show you that you can change the layout of the charts the way you want it to look. You can change it from that point. Now, another thing I want to introduce us to is to change the chart style. You can notice that on this the ribbon at the top, you will see chart styles. That is, there's a group there called chart styles. And when you click on this drop down here, you will see that there are different kinds of chart style that are there depending on what you want. So let's just hover our cursor from one to another and see the way it styles our chart. So let's go one by one. You can see it. Look here, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. You can even make it dark. Look at it, look at this. Depending on the kind of style you want. Look at this, look at this. So you can actually choose the style you want. So let me pick what? The dark style. You can see as soon as I click on it, it was brought into our chart automatically. So these are the functionalities that you can play with respect to charts. There are still more actually, but with these basics you will be able to get familiar with the concept of charts in MS Word. And then there's one thing I still want you to understand, that if you have a data in Excel, you can as well bring in that data into your what? Into your MS Word for you to what? Use it in MS Word. But we will not do that today because that is a topic on its own. How to embed your Excel data sheet to your chart, or yes, your chart in MS Word. So we'll do that some other time. So I want to be sure that what we've done today is clear. So if you have a question or there's anywhere you need understanding, let me get it now.
Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Also comment on our videos.